This is Geksu, and today we are back with some more Minecraft. Let's jump into the fray. Hello there guys, and today we are doing a little bit of a different kind of episode. Because as you probably can see from the footage in front of you, this is actually pre-recorded. I did a lot of, you can say I commented on the video when I did it. But I didn't actually like the result that much. I thought it was quite bad actually. Mainly because the time where I did this recording, I had planned to actually make the 8th episode, which you just saw from a few days ago. So at that point I saw that opportunity when I walked into a house. Hey, let's do the house instead. For some reason, I'm not quite sure why. So much of the things I'm talking about in this video isn't making that much sense, and is basically just me rambling around on, I can do that, I can't do that, oh, that looks nice, that doesn't look nice, for around 30 minutes. So I thought, that's not good. That's not good. People don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. So people probably don't want to see that either. So I thought, what can we do? What can we do about that? So I thought, why not comment on it and give you my ideas as we are going along. And as the 8th episode, as you probably can remember, was about the exterior of the house where we did the garden, which of course isn't done in this episode. Yeah, I know it's a bit it's a bit tricky for me to do something like that. That's not smart. I would say that's not smart for me at all. Anyway, this episode we are gonna do a lot about our interior of our house. And as you can see, what I'm doing at the moment is trying to figure out the shape of the room inside. Because the inside of a house is probably just as simple to do as the outside of the house, when you of course know the idea and know the basic framework and such. And the first thing actually, and this isn't my idea, it's actually Grian, I don't know if you know him, great YouTuber, great Minecrafter. He's such talented builder, and he's got a lot of build school and an idea how to actually build better. And it's his idea I'm implementing on this area at the moment. The first thing you do is to basically build a frame, just like we did on the outside of the house, where we took and said, okay, we don't want this flat walls everywhere. We need some kind of frame. We need some kind of structure to give it a bit of depth and give it a bit of other feel than just a flat square box or something. We don't want that as much. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to kind of, give that kind of frame somehow. And it gives me a little bit of problems a lot of the time actually, because I have this room isn't symmetrical. Some of the sides are a little bit longer than the other, and so you can see the room on the right and the room on the left isn't the same size and placed at the same area. I think it's one block misplaced according to each other. So that's as you can see there. As you can see actually right there, it's causing a lot of trouble. But I'll get that sorted out at overtime actually. It's not that hard when you try out, and you just have to try. It takes some time, of course it does, but the important thing is that you try different things and to try different ideas to see what works for you. There's a lot of way of building in Minecraft, and there's no one who say that what you do the first time is the right, and there's no one who says what you do the third time will be right, neither the 100th time you do it. It can take a lot of time to make a build just right, just where you feel this is right for me. And it depends on the build, it depends on your style, it depends on what you like basically. So there's a lot of things, and what I'm doing here is probably something where a lot of you guys will say, you know what, Gex, that's not cool. I don't like that. That's ugly. Tear it down, burn the house, something like that. And you know, it's, of course I don't, I don't, I will be most happy if everybody says, that's nice, I like what you're doing. But you know, we are different people and we got different opinions. We can't all be agreeing on the same thing. But sometimes we can agree on the same principles, like build with the blocks that you like and build the style that you like, even though people not always like what you're doing. If you like it, if you think it's pretty, and if you don't care that much about what if other people think it's pretty, then it's okay actually. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You can come along just nice doing that. So back to let's continue on the build. What I'm doing here is trying to make the entrance area a little bit more. Yeah, you can see the outside isn't done at all. Yeah, and I misplaced this there. That's wonderful. Just derping around as usual. And I'm trying to give this kind of room a bit of shape and a bit of frame which I can work with. The problem for me is I need to place down my staircase somewhere, because you need to have the staircase going up and down, and that is actually giving me quite of problems. And you can see I did a lot of things there. That's just basically minor decoration. You can see the third staircase was over in that corner before, and I moved that over there now. I thought, why not use this big old hole that we got this whole building area, which we won't use if we're just putting up a wall. And I thought that will actually be a shame. So I thought, you make that the staircase. It doesn't have to be big and grand or something. It's just the starter, it's the starter house we are building now. So we just need a little bedroom with a little bit of decoration and a little bit of touch with a redstone torch and such, just to give a little bit of decorative feel and make the walls a little less plain as they are at the moment. And I put in a little bit of temporary storage area, and we actually got up on the first floor. Isn't the same? It depends on where you live actually. For me it would be the first floor where we are now, and for other people around the world it would be second floor. But it doesn't matter. It's not important actually. The staircase, I find out, is quite handy the way I chose to place it. Close it. Close it. Wonderful. And when I'm on it, you can see I found out a little bit of mess I made here and there. But the overall interior is coming along just nicely. We are getting much of the frame done, but you can see on the upper roof here we aren't doing that much, and the idea wasn't actually to do much about the roof up here and the upper area. And of course it needs to be done. Well, I can tell you it will be done next episode. Well, actually, if I log into now, it will be done. I have done it. It will come in the next episode. But of course, it's something which you need to do something about. You can just, of course, if you like it, you can have that kind of open area up there. But it's just not me. I'm not that fancy of that. I think it's a shame. Anyway, the staircase, you can see what I've done there was just pointing a little bit. I would like to have a one wide gap in the middle to some kind of, you can look down, but there wasn't that space for that, so it went to just a plain old staircase. And you can see I'm easily distracted, so now I'm starting to do a little bit of exterior again, and it's just basically how I build. It's kind of messy sometimes. Then I do something, then I do another thing, then I start on a whole another project, and then we get back on the first project and such. So it's a kind of messy here and there. Anyway, the staircase, the good idea with this staircase and the way it had been built is that you can see the area to the left, which you can't see now because I'm looking at my sheep. The area to the left is going up, which means the area to the right can go down beneath where we are now. And the smart thing about that is it doesn't take that much space, and we got this kind of overhang in the building you see up there to the left, which I thought we make that to our whole staircase. So what I'm doing is I try to dig out that area, and I can't actually remember what I derped somehow on that, but as you can see if I can get back on the left. I couldn't. Let's just wait to when I get back on that. For some reason I'm not quite sure what I'm doing at the moment. And that's very normal for me, I would say. I'm just dancing a little bit around. Yeah, there you can see that the staircase will turn from the right side and go down to the basement actually. But on the other hand, I still need to this area. I can't. The walls you can see on the left and the right, where there actually isn't any wall at the moment, where it's just open. The problem with those are, if I break the third wall, which I place in just a moment, off camera actually, we will get back to it after. If I break that third wall, you will have to, you can see the other side, which isn't good. So on the other hand, I need a wall, but I don't want that wall to be seen from the outside, which is kind of a problem. But as you can see, the staircase goes up in 2 blocks and then turns left and down, and that's actually the kind of spirally thing it's doing all the way down. And I'm trying to figure out what on earth I'm going to do with that lock there. It's annoying me. And yeah, I know it's just a lock, but as far as I remember, I actually chose to remove it, basically because it wasn't needed. So yeah, and you can see the sand over there and the dirt there. It's going to spiral and go down beneath. And now I'm talking to the cows. They were banging and moving around, and it was annoying. Shut up, cows. Anyway, as you can see now, the third wall has gone in. The problem with that is, of course I can have the third wall there, that's not a problem. But on the inside, going around the area which looked like dirt, that's not big. It's not pretty. So, I have dug out the basement at this point, and you can see the staircase going up and down there. It's working nicely, I will say. It isn't fancy or anything, but it's getting the job done, and it's actually quite nice and simple. Doing a bit of transaction with the logs, and of course all this will have to be decorated. It will be the next episode, I can say. But the problem down here is I need to, on the one side I need to get the walls in and have a bit of area to work with and to decorate, but on the other hand I don't want this inside wall to be seen from the outside. So at the area we're staying in, there will be a glass wall behind us into the room, but the room walls will actually be a little bit beneath or visible from the outside, which is a problem we should solve, I think, at some point. And basically what I'm trying to explain on the screen is I want some kind of supportive feel for this overhang and then the window in the middle. And the area down here is going to be some kind of storage system, and also when we're going one level further down actually we will get another floor which should be our mining shaft where we can go up and down, so our mine. And you can see there I got the 5 wide gap which I wanted, where I can have that one slightly open space in the middle. If you step wrong in that, you will basically just fall to the floor, which is, it can be quite bad, but you know, it's looked nice if you can get it done. I can just reveal already that I won't get that done, as yeah, I messed up some of the interiors on the frame and such, so I needed to change the size of that, which made it 4 wide again. But as you can see, it's actually looking quite nice, and I can see the wall down there beneath this area, it's going to be a blue wall, or blue stained glass, and I think it looks nice. It's giving it kind of open feel actually, which I think is pretty cool. And you can see the house is resting up top of the hill, but then on the other hand you can actually see that there's something going on beneath it, which I think is a quite nice idea. So that's what I'm trying to show here, just taking it over. I don't know, this is looking quite weird, as what I'm doing right now on the screen is I'm trying to explain what I'm going to do in the last episode. Yeah, I know that's just weird. That's just me. That's just me in a nutshell. Anyways, guys. It has been a different episode for me, I will say. It has been a very different episode. I think you have probably a bit confused about what this episode are going to. I understand that. So I will leave you here, and I will see you sooner or later. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.